I really appreciate the fact that you keep coming back here. That what you're doing is you're ultimately validating my identity as the teacher, the mentor, the helper, because let's face it, it makes me feel good to help feed you the answers to life, as no one was able to do for me, because when I was your age, YouTube didn't exist, and there wasn't a random 38-year-old man in his garage at 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday to share these answers. So I'm glad you're here, not only because I'm helping you, because let's face it, you're validating my identity as the person who feels alive when he's helping other people. So let's talk about this one. I always say most people are basic. Don't be basic, be extraordinary. I don't know, that's the first time I've ever actually said that group of words, so I can't say that I always say that, but I said it just then, and maybe I'll start quoting myself. So here's the thing, here's your secret in this video. Refuse to focus on what you cannot control. See, basic people, they focus on what they cannot control. Say that again. Basic people, people without as much life experience and with the amount of emotional intelligence, what they're going to do is they're going to focus on what they cannot control. Meanwhile, people who are confident in themselves and they know their identity, they focus on what they can control, what they can change. I made a video a while back while still wearing this shirt, so when I say a while back, for me it was like an hour ago. But I made a video sharing the very hard to accept truth that your opinion doesn't actually matter. Our opinions don't matter. Our opinions really, for the most part, don't change anything. They actually just make things messier. Our opinions don't matter. Helping people is what actually matters, not sharing your opinions about whatever political thing that half the population disagrees and half does. That's an example of focusing on what you cannot control. We look at the things like the weather, like the politics, like, well, I was about to say like the climate. You see, and here's just a little side note. I'm not saying that climate change isn't real. What I'm saying is people are rallying around the problem and not the solution. I'm yet to hear what I as an individual can actually do about the problem to change it. Because if I could, and I knew that it'd make a difference, I want to save the planet. But people are making it a political issue without actually telling us, hey, you the individual there in Tennessee, here's what you can do. Hey, get rid of your Jeep and drive an electric car. Oh, really? Because if I get an electric car, then it actually caused a lot of bad things to happen in the environment to make that new electric car when I could have just keep driving the car I already have. So, yeah, that's for me, that's a prime example that people want to make this such an issue. You got to save the world. Okay, tell me how. I'm all ears. I'm open-minded. Tell me what to do. People like to focus on the perceived problem or the problem more than the actual solution. That's what basic people do. People who are beyond that, people who are woke when it comes to how the world actually works, say, okay, here's the things I have no control over. I'm going to let everybody else have anxiety and fear about that. Because if I lived in that world where that's all I thought about, I'd go crazy too. But meanwhile, this is actually my reality. And I recognize that I really can't change or affect whatever this thing is. And it can be anything. It could be the end of the world because of temperatures changing. Or it could be the fear of the world ended by war. Why are all these about the end of the world? I'm using examples about things that we cannot control. Well, and I guess we can make it personal then, right? Because people, and I made a video about this before while wearing that shirt, that people have their own perceived problems. People would like me more if I could change this thing. And typically the thing that they want to change or wish they could change is something they can't control at all. You know, it's like typically people are going to say, if only I was physically fit, people would like me. Well, you can do that. You can change your diet and start working out and you can do that. But typically they're going to say, I'm too short, people don't like me. My nose is too big, my ears stick out too much. I have this mole, oh no, my teeth don't line up right with my nose. Oh man, I gotta wear these glasses, oh man, I don't wanna wear a con. Whatever. People who are in that mindset, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna focus on what they cannot control. And it's so simple, but the way to live your life is to say, Life is full of things I have no control over. And in the same way that I'm not going to assign emotion to people who don't deserve it, I'm also, in the same way I'm not going to assign my time to people who don't deserve it, I'm also not going to assign any bit of my thoughts to things that I just can't control. Some things are just going to happen. Some things we worry about never happen anyway, but we can spend our whole lives worrying about something that never happened, never was going to happen. Imagine if you refuse to waste hours, because when you spend so much time devoted to something, it can affect you physically. It can really alter your identity. It changes your conversation. It changes your confidence level if you live in that. But confident people who have a sense of their identity say, yeah, my time's not worth thinking about that thing I have no control over. Instead, here's things I can actually change to make the world a better place, not only for other people, but for myself. So that's the thing that I'm going to actually focus on. That's very basic, it's very simple, but yet so many people, especially people who have less life experience, they want to focus on what they cannot control instead of what they can. I welcome your comments. Keep in mind the negative comments are the ones I will not respond to, the negative, destructive ones, because that is a person saying, hey, I don't have confidence. I actually feel very insecure and incompetent. So will you actually pay attention to me and engage with me? For me personally, I won't. I just won't respond to the comment. I won't make a video based off of that, because ultimately, I guess these videos are already about you in a general sense. These are helping people who are very basic have a better life. I care about helping people. Your comments belong right here.